Hundreds of people in Minneapolis are printing shirts demanding justice for missing and murdered Indigenous people. Jessica Hart introduces us to the group calling attention to some alarming trends.
When a loved one goes missing, there are so many things to say. This is one way to get the words out.
We're still fighting to protect Indigenous women.
Candace Chase is exhausted.
I don't want my daughter to have to deal with this in her future.
Exhausted of seeing missing and murdered Indigenous women not get the attention she says they deserve.
I mean, there's been people missing for, 15 years now that they're still looking for.
It's why she stood in line to get a t-shirt demanding justice ahead of Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Day of Remembrance on Friday.
I think a huge spotlight needs to be put on Indigenous women.
According to the Minnesota BCA, Indigenous women make up less than 1% of the state's population, yet account for 10% of the state's missing women. 716 Indigenous persons went missing last year. More than half were women.
I don't know many families that are Indigenous who haven't experienced somebody who is missing or been murdered in their family.
Anna Negretti with Minnesota's Missing and Murdered Indigenous Office is fighting for change.
We work to address the disparity in which Indigenous people go missing and are murdered in the state.
She shows up for Indigenous families who are missing a loved one in hopes when they march on Friday, the community shows up for them too.
We have to be a united front.
People are stepping up to say it's not right, and they do need justice, and they do need help, and they do need the community to speak up and say something.
The march is happening on Friday. It starts at 11 in the morning at the Minnesota Indian Center.